Hello, what's up? This is Deadman Fred. Welcome to my Protection Warrior Guide. I'm going to be going over a couple different things here. First thing, I do kind of like to focus on damage a little more than um, mitigation. Not necessarily when doing progression bosses, obviously, but it's kind of my thing. I like to do a lot of damage. Also helps people who have problems with threat to be doing a lot of damage. So basically, if you have threat problems or you just want to do more damage, this will be a lot of help for you. I'm going to kind of go over a little bit of a normal mitigation style as well. This is going to go along with my guide, enchantstaking.wordpress.com. So first thing, let's go ahead and go over some talents here. This is what I've got selected right now. I prefer double time here over anything else. Second wind is okay if you're soloing, and rage regen is best for raiding and dungeons. Defending victory is a increase in single target fights, but it's not that big of a difference. It's really not worth it. For pure maximum damage, unyielding strikes is going to be by far the most that you're going to be able to get. Heavy repercussions is the easiest damage to get without having to focus on too much of anything else. You can just kind of ignore it. You just pop a shield block and just go to town on your normal rotation. Whereas unyielding strikes, you got to be watching your buffs, know how much you have, know how much rage you have, know when to use it, when not to use it. Sudden death, it's not really a DPS increase for a protection warrior. It's also wasting your rage and your global cooldowns on execute. Dragon Roar is pretty good for single target AoE damage. Shockwave is pretty good AoE damage, but not quite as much as Dragon Roar. It is good for ad management, stuff like that. Stormbolt's not really that good unless you really need the single target stun. The Shockwave, I mentioned this in my guide, but the diminishing turns on Dragon Roar doesn't really kick in until you start fighting lots and lots of mobs. I'm talking like 50 plus mobs that you're not even gonna be able to like pack them up together, even use Shockwave on them. It's just not gonna work out. So Dragon Roar, for pure damage, is pretty much always gonna be an increase. Steer's also a situation here, level 75, defensive tiers. I like Vigilance. Level 90 tiers, Bloodbath is pretty much always gonna be a damage increase. Go into this a little more detail in my guide, but basically Avatar is only going to be good on really, really short fights and just have pure burst damage, especially raid bosses that have mechanics that increase their percent damage taken, and your DPS is already super geared, you're going to kill the boss super fast, so stack everything together with Avatar and you'll do more damage than Bloodbath will be able to do just because the fight is really short. Bladestorm is really good on lots of mobs, like maybe 10, 15 more mobs than that, but for most AoE, Bloodbath still's better. Ravager seems to pull ahead for both single target and multi-target over anger management. Anger management that makes it mostly situational, in case you really need your cooldowns up fast for some kind of maybe boss mechanic that hits you with a breath or something, I don't know. Gladiator Stance is good for defense, but doesn't offer any damage at all, so it's kind of boring and doesn't do anything. Ravager's really fun though, it looks cool, it's fun to use, it does tons of damage, along with that 30% parry. Okay, Glyphs. I've kind of got an AoE spec going right now. I got Glyph Cleave for AoE, that's going to make Heroic Strike hit 2 targets, and that's just a huge increase. I like to use Death from Above because of the cooldown reduction, and the AoE damage it provides also provides great single target damage too. Unending Rage is going to be great for pulling rage whenever you need it, whether it's you're doing damage or defense. Bull Rush is pretty good. Lets you gather some more rage and pull. In Rage Speed, you might need that depending on the counter. Not too much else I'd really use. Resonating Powers increase for like multi-target fights, but it's harder to pick up streaming ads because of the lower cooldown, but it does. If there's not streaming ads, it's just like 2 mobs up, like the whole time, 2 bosses up. You can use this as an increase. Kind of depends too, like you have to sacrifice one of these, which is also an increase, so situational if you don't leap around as much as I do, then you can just ignore this glyph and pick up something else. Okay. And for stat priority, I'll also go over this in my guide. Right now, Critical Strike is pretty good. You're able to get a lot of parry from it, which makes it one of the best stats you can get. Mastery is pretty good for defense as well, and you're going to find more mastery on most of the raid gear. Unfortunately, most of our tiered gear does not have crit, so that kind of sucks. Makes us want mastery more, just because it's going to have more stacking and more mitigation. So, after crit, you just want to make sure, of course, you have bonus armor as your main stat, but that should be on all your pieces anyways. I've even got like a, let's see, I've got this 646 Warforged cloak from a challenge mode, and it's not as good as my Warforged heroic cloak, because it doesn't have any bonus armor. It's pretty bad. Then, for defensively, you want to stack stamina after that, especially for magic damage encounters, lots of stamina. If it's not magic, then lots of mastery. Then versatility, multi-strike, and then haste. Multi-strike does increase your hot, so you get a little bit more healing, so that's why I have it set above haste. Let's see. Offensively, bonus armor, then crit, then mastery, then versatility, then multi-strike, then haste. That's going to get you to maximize your damage, just stacking as much crit as you can, but again, you might have to ignore tier bonuses once we get to that point with tier gear. But yeah, that's your decision if you want to do more damage, sacrifice, mitigation. Maybe an LFR, stuff like that, that's what I like to do it. Consumables, greater Dranic Stamina Flask is going to be the best one for flasks for defense. There's also a Strength Flask you can use. I believe that is called Dranic Strength Flask, or Greater Dranic Strength Flask. Food, you're not stamina food. There's also crit food if you want to get crit food for more damage. Let's see, enchants. Currently using crit enchants. Again, if you want to use mastery enchants, it's a little bit more damage mitigation, but I don't really think it's that worthwhile. Okay, also armor potions. The potions are going to use. I got some right here. They 1,500 armor, 25 seconds. It's insane. It's a huge damage increase and huge mitigation increase. So use it for whichever you want to use. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and get into the rotation here. I'm gonna go find us a dragon. Kind of show you what I like to do on pull. Should be one outside the garrison here. There's some dragons kind of flying. Maybe I can find a ogre. No. Okay. Glacial is small, so I can get up there. No. Don't worry, I'll find one soon. Should be a guy. Okay. It's a big one. Matriarch. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. This big guy here. Make sure I'm in range of charge. Major Ravager. So, on pull, I like to use DBM counter for raids. I've got a macro set up here. Basically, on pull, you're going to want to pop your potion. My potion on my bar. Around 3 seconds. You can do it at 1 second if you want, but sometimes somebody will pull a second early, and then you don't get to use your potion, or you waste your potion. So I always pop it just a little early. Then, let's see, we'll go ahead and start. So basically, after you pop the potion, I'm going to pull by casting Ravager first, and then I'm going to charge, then I'm going to leap. Once I've leapt, I'm going to then just go ahead and go into the normal rotation, starting off with Dragon's Roar, and then Shield Slam. That'll provide a ton of threat on pull. Nobody's going to pull off of you. You can taunt if you need to too. That does give you bonus threat. I think people forget that it gives bonus threat now, so using it on pull actually has a pretty good reason. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and show you. So I'm basically going to end up putting Ravager down, and then charging and then jumping around to the other side of the mob. And this way my melee DPS, that pretending if they were here, would immediately be able to attack his backside and not his front. Especially if there's a cone or something that happens at the beginning of the fight. This will also make you behind the boss. Just make sure you don't jump too far away from your healers. Okay. To turn it up to 11. It's 5, 4. Popping my potion now. Dragon Roar, Shield Slam. Using Heroic Strike. This guy dies so fast. So again, that's the pull there. Let me go one more time here in a minute. Get this buff I have. It's pretty nice. Take down this other matriarch. As you notice, that was 262k damage. I just bursted down there in just a couple seconds. 20k DPS on my meter. For tank single target, that's pretty good. Get my potion coming off cooldown. Ravager, Dragon Roar. Okay. Find this guy. He's moving around, so I'm not going to use the timer again. I'm just going to use my potion. So 3, 2, 1. Ravager, cooldowns, charge, leap, Dragon Roar. Now, then you pretty much want to be doing this as fast as you can pull it off. So get a macro sit up if you're not able to hit your buttons fast enough. That'll help a lot. Oh, wow, he died. Got a little weapon. Okay. That's pretty much it. That's about all you need to know for the pull. Let me go ahead and run back to my garrison here. And, you know, I think it's just going to be faster to hearth there. To go over to the training dummy, kind of give you a basic idea of the rotation that you want to be following. Okay, so first thing, DPS increase. Heavy repercussions is going to be the one that you just pretty much ignore. You just use your abilities like you should be, and your damage is going to come out. Unyielding strikes you got to pay attention to. I kind of like using a little more complexity. Also increases your damage. If you do want to use it as a damage increase, you do have to sacrifice a little bit of rage to use on heroic strikes, but basically you only want to use it when you have 5+. It's going to make your heroic strikes cost 10 or 5 rage or less. It's still a damage increase, but it's just a slight mitigation decrease. I kind of feel that it's worth it if you're not getting hit too hard. Plus you can always stop using heroic strike in the middle of an encounter, and yes, your damage will suffer for it, but hey, you're not going to die. So I'm not going to do the normal pull since this wall is here. It kind of sucks. Makes it hard to leap through. And ignore the Dungeoneer training dummy because he does a lot of damage for some reason. It just kills you. Don't know why they have it do so much damage. Go in here, just charge. Okay, Dragon Roar now. Single target. Shield Slam. Revenge. Using Shield Block to cooldown. Devastate. Again, hitting Shield Slam. Keeping everything. Shield Slam again. Shield Block, Revenge, everything on cooldown. I do like to use Heroic Leap as much as I can. It does hit. See, there's some damage. You can get it all off at the same time. Kind of spamming, watching my Heroic streaks. I just got a 6 stack that just faded. Okay. So just here I got 4. Devastate 5. Now I can start using it really cheap. Now it's 6. It's free. Absolutely free. No reason not to use my radiant cooldowns. So It's you really don't have that many buttons. Multi-target, pretty much use Revenge on cooldown instead of Shield Slam, and Thunderclap, then Shield Slam. Again, trying to use Leap as much as possible. Let me try to fight this guy, so he does so much damage. Use everything I got to try to fight him now. So this could be a good idea. He's really hitting me hard. Got some absorbs I can throw up. This doesn't really hit that hard. Got some armor from the raid recently, so that's some mitigation, but he's still... I can't keep myself up. Maybe if I was a paladin, Death Knight, could just, as soon as I run out of cooldowns, I'm dead. So... yeah. Back away from this guy so I don't die. That's pretty much it. Again, I pretty much focus on damage, so expect anything coming out from my website to have some general tanking mitigation in mind, but I do like to focus on damage, so if you like that kind of thing, seeing somebody do a crazy amount of damage as a tank, like, subscribe, check out my Facebook and my Twitch. Thanks a lot, and have a good day.